welcome to another session of basic mathematical analysis. Today we are going to deal about the linear mapping and its basics. A linear mapping of complex number means it is of the form f of z is equal to some az plus b form, where we will have the basics as three operations. One is called translation, and second one is rotation, and third one we will say that magnification, that is M for magnification. Since translation is of the form some f of z is equal to z plus another complex number, and rotation means f of z is equal to some az where modulus of a is equal to 1, and magnification means f of z is equal to some az, the same type. In this version you can have this a value or any real number apart from 0. So like this, three operations we will have a discussion here. Now using these three operations we can define any of the linear maps az plus b type. You can see the composition. Az is coming, so az means something like magnification or rotation, anything will come according to the modulus of a. And second one plus b is coming, so it is the translation. So any linear operation we can split up into translation, rotation and magnification. So in this chapter, at very first stage we will study what is a translation, then rotation, then magnification. So before looking at a general complex linear mapping f of z is equal to az plus v, we investigate three special types of linear mappings called translation, rotation and magnification. So first of all we will concentrate on translation, and we are using T for translation, R for rotation, M for magnification. So what is a translation? Now T of z is equal to z plus b, where b not equal to 0 is called the translation. If we set z equal to x plus iy and b equal to x naught plus iy naught, so z plus b will result x plus iy plus x naught plus iy naught, so x plus x naught plus I into y plus y naught. Thus the image of the point xy under T is the point x plus x naught, y plus y naught. That is, suppose we are having the point over here and x naught, y naught somewhere here. Now we are adding these two. You get x plus x naught and y plus y naught as your translation of xy. So we see that if we plot xy and x plus x naught, y plus y naught in the same copy, we are using only we can say that your UV plane is superimposed on the xy plane, that's why, of a complex plane. Then the vector originating at xy and terminating at x plus x naught, y plus y naught is x naught, y naught. So equivalently, if we plot, that means this vector is x naught, y naught, because it is originating here, terminating in this version. So a mapping T of z is equal to z plus b can be visualized in a single copy of the complex plane as the process of translating the point z along a vector x naught, y naught to the point T of z. So translation means it's exactly meaning that the process of translating the point z along the vector x naught, y naught to the point dz. Suppose you are having z here. Now along the vector, suppose this is your x naught, y naught. So along x naught, y naught you are moving that to get a point at T of z. Now let us examine what is the image of a square under translation. So here is given, find the image s dash of the square s with the vertices. Okay, so when you are drawing this vertices means 1 1, one point is 1 1, 1 plus I means 1 1. This is the 1 point. Another point is 2 1. So 2 1 means 2 here I should go and 1 here, 2 1. Next one, this is the point 1 1. This is the point 2 1. And the point is 2 2, right? So 2 2 means it may come somewhere 2 2. Somewhere here, this point is 2 2. And the point is 1 2. So 1 2 somewhere here will come. So this is the square. We want to find its image under the map. T of z equal to z plus 2 minus I. So what we have to do is T of z equal to z plus 2 minus I. So it is of the form 2 minus 1. So we want to translate all the vertices along the vector 2 comma minus 1. Okay. So let us see. We will represent S and S dash in the same copy of a complex plane. The mapping T is translation, so S dash can be determined as follows. So we are having B naught equal to X naught plus I Y naught. That is 2 plus I into minus 1. Then we plot the vector 2 minus 1 originating at the point in each point in S. So we will find what is the image of 1 plus I. That is one vertex now. 1 plus I 1 1. So that has been moved to 3. Next one 2 plus I is moved to 4. Next one 2 plus 2I, that is moved to 4 plus I. The next one T of 1 plus 2I, that is moved to 3 plus I. So we want to put this in your figure. That's the points are. First one is 3. So 3 means 3 comma 0 will come, right? So we want to translate the point 1 1. See the point 1 1 to the point, this point to 3 comma 0. So it will this point. So like this, each side you have to go for the vector, this vector. Along this vector you are translating or you are finding the image of each of the vertex. Now this will represent your translated image of the given square. So from the geometric description, it is clear that the translation does not change the shape or size of a figure in complex plane. So from this geometric description, we can see that we have started with a square and ended with a square only. Now this translation does not change the shape or size of a figure in a complex plane. That is, the image of line, circle or triangle under translation will also result a circle or triangle, line, triangle respectively. Okay. Now we can examine what is meant by rotation. Now a mapping with this property is called rigid motion. So a property of this type, that is whenever you're finding f of z, then you're getting the shape of the curve is not altered, means we will say that this is a rigid motion. Now we examine what is rotation. A complex linear function r of z is going to az, where modulus of a equal to 1. This is most important. Modulus of a equal to 1 is called a rotation. See, you can have this also. R of z is equal to some bz. We don't know what is b. Okay, b is only a non-zero quantity. Then what you can have is, you can have this r of z as b by modulus of b into z. Now when you're having the modulus of this quantity, it is 1. Now we are starting with any non-zero number, you can go for a rotation function. So like this. Now consider rotation r given by 2, the equation 2. And for the moment, assume that argument of a is greater than 0. Then if you are going for the exponential form, we will get r equal to e raised to I theta r. This is e raised to I theta is coming for a, right? So az, instead of z you are having r e raised to I phi. Now we know that e raised to I theta, e raised to I phi, we can combine it. So we'll get r into e raised to I theta plus phi. You know that when you are having in your polar form and all, when you are having this of theta, sorry, this of phi, right? This of phi and this of r means your value point should be here. Now the point has been moved to phi plus theta is coming. So somewhat here, some theta angle. Suppose this is your theta angle. Now you are set moved from here to here. So it's a rotation now. Rotation of the angle theta. Now see that the modulus of r of z is r, which is the same as the modulus of z. Therefore, if z and rz are plotted in the same copy of complex plane, then both points lie on a circle centered at 0 and with radius r. See, I have marked only this one point. So we can have another theta means you can have here, another one here, another one here. See, all the modulus value is going to be the same. So when I am extending this means I will get a circle, right? See, like this. Therefore, the linear mapping R of z is equal to Az can be visualized in a single copy of a complex plane as the process of rotating the point z counterclockwise through an angle of theta radian. So the process of rotating the point z counterclockwise through an angle of theta radian about the origin to the point R of z. Now this is theta, what we have added is called the angle of rotation. See, the theta was the difference, right? Previously the point was z, now it has been moved to r of z. So this much of difference is coming. The difference is theta. Now this theta is called angle of rotation. Now we want to find the image of a line under rotation. Okay, so here it's given that the image of the real axis y, right? So we want to find this one. This is the y equal to 0, right? We want to find what's the image of this under this map. You can have this map as r of z is equal to this can be simplified as 1 by root 2, right, plus 1 by root 2i, right? So we can have its exponential form as cos e raised to I pi by 4. Am I right? E raised to I pi by 4. So when you're having z as z equal to r e raised to I theta, then your r of z is equal to e raised to I pi by 4 into z. But z is r e raised to I theta, right? So this is equal to r into e raised to I into theta plus pi by 4, right? R into e raised to I into theta plus pi by 4. Now what is this will express? This will see when you're having a point, it has been moved to pi by 4, right? So let us see. So we are expressed that as e raised to I pi by 4. Now if z and rz are plotted in the same copy of the complex plane, then the point z is rotated counterclockwise through an angle of pi by 4 radians about the origin to the point r of z. Now the image c dash is therefore the line v equal to u, which contained in the origin and makes an angle of pi by 4 radian. So that means, see, now we have started with this blue lined one is your real line, or we can say that y equal to 0. Now it has been moved to a pi by 4 degree and we are getting this black colored line, and this is the image of y equal to 0. So it is exactly having a rotation of pi by 4. So here pi by 4 is called the angle of rotation. Now we are moving to the next one, that is the magnification. The final type of special linear function we consider is m of z is equal to az, where a greater than 0 is called magnification. So using the exponential form, we can have z equal to r e raised to I theta of z. We can also express the function this as m of z is equal to a into z means r e raised to I theta. So the modulus only will vary as AR, no change in the argument, right? So m of z equal to az can be visualized in a single copy of a complex plane as a process of magnifying the modulus of the point z by a factor of a to obtain a point m of z. See this figure. See, previously our point was this blue colored one, r e raised to I theta. Now we want to have this modulus as AR, some multiple of A into R. So it will increase, only it is increasing the magnitude, or we can say that it has been magnified. So that's why this map is called magnification. Now we can have an example here, the image of a circle under this magnification. So find the image of the circle C given by mod z equal to 2. So mod z equal to 2 means you are having a circle of radius 2, am I right? With the center 0, 0. So 0, 0 center and of radius 2. Under the linear mapping m of z equal to 3z. So we can have this equation and all. So what should be the equation of this? Equation of this, you can have this either a fashion, that is e raised to 2 into e raised to I theta, you can have one equation, right? So we are having 3 into z, so it will become 6 into e raised to I z, right? Now 6 means it's again result, see, your z is nothing but z equal to 2 into e raised to I theta, where 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to 2 pi. Then this is the circle. So when you are finding your m of z, what do you get? It is 3z. That's equal to 3 into 2 e raised to I theta. So that's equal to 6 e raised to I theta. Now what is it? When 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to 2 pi, it again results a circle with a center 0, 0 and of radius 6 units. So you will get, see, another circle of radius 6 units. So this is how we will find what's your image. See, I have taken the exponential form. You can also have a structure like this. Circle equation like this, mod z equal to 2 will be mapped onto a point with the same argument but with the modulus magnified by 3. Thus each point in the image will have modulus 3 into 2, that's equal to 6. So the image points can have any argument since the point z in the circle mod z equal to 2 can have any argument. See, I have taken from 0 to 2 pi. So you can have any argument from 0 to 2 pi. That's why we are getting 6 e raised to I theta, where theta lying between 0 and 2 pi. And therefore, what we are getting is it's a circle. Again, it's a circle with a center 0, 0 and of radius 6. So these are going to be the tools for studying linear mapping. So as I said in the starting, any linear map can be split up into or divided into, or we can take composition of these 3 operations. That is, first one is translation, second one is rotation, or third one is magnification. Hope you understood these 3 operations. So try out your own examples, find images of some of the familiar curves that you know, and keep a very firm base for our next class. Next class we will discuss the linear map in general. Okay, so I am stopping here. So thank you for your patient listening. Thank you.